Welcome to BOJTV Trending News for top stories in local, regional and international news, along with sports and local weather forecast. I'm Carla. Coming up in our local trending news, opposition leader says the party is ready to sit with the government to discuss strategies towards fighting the upsurge of crime. Alleged sexual harassed victim from the Edna Manley College and Jamaicans for Justice members stage brief protest outside Gordon House. Disputed Horizon Adult Remand Correctional Facility leaves one inmate dead and a correctional officer seriously injured. And government seeking to make amendments to the Noise Abatement Act. Now the details. President of the People's National Party, Dr. Peter Phillips, has asserted that he and the PNP stands ready to participate in any discussion to address the continued upsurge of crime affecting the country. According to Dr. Phillips, the party welcomes a call from the president of a private sector organization of Jamaica, Howard Mitchell, for the government and the opposition to meet with civil society to discuss the root cause of crime, this arising from the latest statistics released by the police, indicating that 675 murders were committed between January 1 to June 29. According to Dr. Phillips, there can be no more delays in getting this discussion on the way to address the most urgent matter of crime, which are now affecting a number of communities. According to the opposition leader, this matter requires a comprehensive strategy which must incorporate the view of civil society and other stakeholders. The alleged female victim, who is at the center of a sexual harassment case at the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts, was given full support yesterday from members of the human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice in staging a brief protest outside Gordon House. The intent of the protest was to have the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee of Parliament hear her case. The female came prepared to address the parliamentary committee, but some members shut down her request. Permission was granted following a vote on her appearance by the PAAC members, and she is scheduled to appear before an in-camera sitting of the PAAC next week. PAAC Chairman Wickham McNeil expressed his disappointment that she was being turned away. He was supported by PAAC committee members Michael Phillips, Fitz Jackson and Philip Polwell. The Denham Town Police have now launched an investigation into an incident which occurred yesterday at the Horizon Adult Remand Correctional Facility in Kingston, resulting in one inmate being killed and a correctional officer seriously injured in hospital. Reports are that on Wednesday afternoon an altercation developed between a group of inmates and correctional officers at the facility. It is further alleged that the deceased inmate attacked one of the correctional officers, and during the conflict they were both seriously injured. They were rushed to hospital where the inmate was pronounced dead and the correctional officer treated and admitted. In the meantime, investigators say they are unable to give full details as to what really transpired at this early stage. Minister with responsibility for education, Carl Samuda, says that the government will be twinning some high schools soon as part of its program to improve the general performance of students to support a more inclusive educational system. The strategy now is to be more inclusive and to try to make those which are more advanced able to influence those less advanced, Mr. Samuda said in response to questions from the opposition spokesman on the subject, Ronald Thwaites, in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. He said that he has had discussions on the project with Thwaites as well as a number of school principals and that the response has been positive. He said the ministry intends to recruit some 150 coaches in crucial subjects including mathematics, English and science to reduce the gap between students from low-performing schools and those from high-performing institutions. Minister Samuda also confirmed that more than 50% of high school students are currently on the program of advancement through health and education path. Jamaicans could see an amendment to the Noise Abatement Act in a short order, following an announcement made by Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett that the Public Order Committee of Cabinet is meeting to discuss the Act as government moved to improve compliance with the law. Mr. Bartlett stated that the committee chaired by Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang will be looking seriously at the Noise Abatement Act and issues that have been raised by the tourism sector and other stakeholders. The Noise Abatement Act was last amended in March 1997, and consultation are now on the way with key stakeholders from the Ministry of Entertainment, local government and national security regarding further amendment to the Act and the hosting of entertainment events. Those were your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region, as well as our international story, sports and local weather forecast. From across the region. A fishing vessel sank during bad weather on Wednesday in the Caribbean off Honduras' northern coast, and at least 27 fishermen were known dead, the Central American country's military said. 9 people remained missing and 55 others had been rescued. Jose Dominico Miza, a spokesman for the military, said the vessel Captain Whaley set out in the weather not appropriate for fishing and was lost at least 40 nautical miles offshore. The Caribbean Commercial Fishermen's Association in Honduras said nearby boats were summoned to the scene to pick up the survivors. The sinking apparently occurred near Cayo Gordo, an area northeast of the easternmost point of Honduran coast. Authorities said another fishing vessel with 49 men aboard also sank or capsized in the same area earlier, but all aboard were rescued. In international news, attorneys say immigrants taking sanctuary in U.S. churches to avoid deportation are being told by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE that they face hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines under a little-used federal law. A lawyer representing a woman at Columbus, Ohio church says her client and at least 9 others in similar circumstances around the country recently received notification threatening civil penalties. The total amounts to U.S. $800 in daily penalties under part of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Attorney Lisbeth Mato said she believes it's an attempt to scare her client and others into leaving, and not a pursuit of money they don't have. Spokesman for ICE say the agency is committed to enforcing U.S. immigration laws using various methods, including financial penalties. Over in our sporting report, an extra-time strike by Jackie Gornin saw the Netherlands edge out Sweden 1-0 in a grueling Women's World Cup semi-final in Lyon yesterday, taking the European champions through to this weekend's final against the United States. After a goalless 90 minutes, midfielder Gornin, a former Judo European Championships bronze medalist, as a youth who recently agreed to move to Manchester United, broke the deadlock in the 99th minute of a tense contest in Lyon, breaking Swedish hearts in the process. Having knocked out former champions Japan and then Italy in the previous 2 rounds, the Dutch are now just 1 game away from adding a first World Cup to the title they won at Euro 2017, a tournament they hosted. The Denham Town Police have now launched an investigation into an incident which occurred yesterday at the Horizon Adult Remand Correctional Facility in Kingston, resulting in 1 inmate being killed and a correctional officer seriously injured in hospital. Reports are that on Wednesday afternoon an altercation developed between a group of inmates and correctional officers at the facility. It is further alleged that the deceased inmate attacked one of the correctional officers, and during the conflict they were both seriously injured. They were rushed to hospital where the inmate was pronounced dead and the correctional officer treated and admitted. In the meantime, investigators say they are unable to give full details as to what really transpired at this early stage. On your local weather forecast, insignificant feature trough across Jamaica. The trough will linger across the island until late this evening into early Friday morning. Thereafter, a high-pressure ridge is expected to rebuild across Jamaica. The forecast for this morning will see mainly sunny skies and hazy conditions. During the afternoon, isolated showers and thunderstorms across sections of central and western parishes. Otherwise, sunny and hazy. Tonight, mainly fair. Maximum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay today is 35 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's Trending News, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as sport report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.
BOJTV.